This is ScapeIRL, my hardcore Iron Man where anything I do in-game, I must also do in real life. That means anytime I spend training a skill in-game, I must also train its real-life equivalent for at least the same amount of time by the end of the episode. That also means that any in-game quest or activity that I do, I must do its real-life equivalent by the end of the episode. The purpose of this series is to see how RuneScape can be used to achieve real-life goals and progress. Thanks for tuning in. Alright guys, we're back. Now in the last episode I got to level 35 fishing, and in this episode it's going to be my main goal to unlock Tempoross. Now in the last episode I gave myself 3 options when it came to unlocking Tempoross. I could either catch 5 fish during a rainstorm, catch 10 fish in a kayak without leaving the kayak, or 3, some viewer provided challenge. Now, Adam3402 commented, what about a 3-tiered food chain challenge? So like catch/find a worm, use that to catch a small fish, and then use that to catch a bigger fish, which I really like that idea. So that's what we're going to be at least trying to do in this episode. And once I've done that, I'll have Tempoross unlocked. Also in this episode, I have 2 beginner clue scrolls. I'm going to hopefully complete at least one. So I am also here at the farming patches south of Falador. All of my potatoes have grown from the last episode. I bought a marigold seed because I got to level 2 farming, so I can plant that now. So I'm going to go ahead and harvest all these potatoes and plant more potatoes in the marigold seed and see how long that takes. Right now it's 4:02 and 30 seconds. Once I've harvested everything and planted it all, we'll see how much time that brings us to. Alright, so that's everything raked and harvested and planted. And that took us 3 minutes. So I'm going to be coming back here more in this episode, so we're going to add all of the time I've spent farming an entire episode together. So right now we're at 3 minutes, but that's going to increase. Now off to try to do one of these clue scrolls. So our first clue step was to talk to Gertrude. Our second one's actually just south of here. Alright, so if we dig here, this should be the clue scroll completed. So there's 1 clue scroll done on the account. Let's see what we get. Alright, well, could be better, but it's alright. At least we got a clue scroll done. Let's see what this next one is. Oh, alright, that's just east of here. Alright, if we dig here, we get another clue. Let's see what this one is. Oh, we have to go get a strange device. Alright, after a couple minutes of clicking this base, we finally found the spot, so let's see. Alright, we got one more clue. Alright, so this one, they go to Draenor Manor. This is Veronica. Alright, we talked to Veronica and we have the clue casket. Let's see what we get. Ooh, alright, that's a little better than the last one. Now I have some air runes to cast. Not bad. I can't wear the steel helmet yet because I haven't trained defense, but I guess that should be on the agenda. So that'll be 2 clue scrolls that I'll have to do at the end of the episode in real life. Here at the dock that goes to Tempoross, and in the last episode I got to level 35 fishing, which means I can complete Tempoross, but first I need to unlock it in real life. Now to unlock it in real life, I'm going to have to complete a 3-tiered fishing challenge, which means I need to find bait to catch a small fish, and use that small fish to catch a large fish, and once I've done that, I can finally do Tempoross in-game. So the first thing that I need to do for this challenge is to get some bait. Now I'm here, I found a bunch of leaves in the woods, and what I'm going to do is just check under these leaves, and that's usually a good way to find some worms. So if I lift up a bunch of these leaves, there's one right there. There's the first worm. I get a bunch of these just so I have a bunch of different opportunities. Alright guys, I went ahead and put one of the worms on my hook. I'm gonna go ahead and try catch a little fish right here. Might be pretty easy. And there's the small fish completed. This is actually a new species for the series. This is a rock bass, a really small one too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take him and I'm gonna cut him up and see if I can catch a smallmouth bass with him.
All right, guys, the pressure was on that one. It was really starting to get pretty dark out here, but yeah, with only a few minutes left of sunlight, got a nice smallmouth bass, and that's Tempoross unlocked. So let's say goodbye to this guy. There he goes. All right, guys, so now that we can finally do Tempoross, I'm gonna go ahead and hop right in. So if you guys have never done Tempoross before, well, it's a skilling boss, and it's a safe skilling boss, so I don't have to worry about my hardcore status being taken away. But it gives both fishing XP, and if you choose to, it gives cooking XP also, which I will be doing. Now, I think that it's fair to say that for every hour that I spend doing Tempoross, 45 minutes will count towards fishing, and 15 minutes will count towards cooking. Now, I picked that because there's 4 different activities that you can do. You can be harpooning these fish, cooking them, launching them in the cannons, or you can be harpooning the spirit pool. So there's 4 stations, one of them's cooking, so I'll say that 1/4 of the time I'll dedicate to cooking in real life. I think that I'll do Tempoross for about 2 hours. I'll probably split it up into 2 different 1-hour segments, but I'll be back if I get any milestone levels. Right, I just finished up the first Tempoross kill. It took just over 9 minutes, which was pretty slow, but it's because I was trying to record. But we got 2 fishing levels, so this is going to be pretty fast XP for these 2 hours. This over here is where I would get my rewards for doing Tempoross, but I'm going to save up all the permits I get from the 2 hours and just get all the rewards at once. Alright, about 36 minutes in, and we are level 40 fishing. Alright guys, just got done with the first hour. I'm going to go take a break and I'll be back at it for another hour. Alright guys, I'm here at the farming patch south of Falador again. We just got to level 5 farming, so we can plant onions now. So I'm just planting all of those, and I'll rake up this herb patch over here. And that'll be an extra 3 minutes added on to the farming time for the end of the episode. Alright guys, we're back at Tempoross for another hour. We're starting off at about 9:55, so we'll end at 10:55. I like doing Tempoross alone. However, if you fail while doing it alone, you are more likely to not successfully kill Tempoross, so that's something to keep in mind. However, you do get more points by doing it solo. Alright guys, we just got to level 45 fishing, and we also got 39 cooking not too long ago. Alright guys, we are done with the 2 hours of Tempoross, so we have 76 permits. So let's go ahead and see what we get. So this is what we got at the end of the 2 hours. We got a bunch of raw fish, which would be nice cooking XP. We got the oak planks, which is going to be nice construction XP. And yeah, we got the big harpoon fish, which is a 1 in 1600 drop, which we can mount on our player-owned house once we get to level 25 construction. Another nice drop that we got from the caskets is a rune full helm, which down the road is going to be really nice. Alright guys, I got over 20k from selling all of the jewelry. And now I'm here at the farming patches south of Falador. I just harvested all of my onions and planted some more, and I ended up getting a level 7 farming, which means I can plant cabbages, but I'm going to wait to plant those until I can put rosemary. This is going to be the last farming trip of the episode, which was another 3 minutes, so we have a total of 9 minutes of farming to do in real life at the end of the episode. I went ahead and bought a Chronicle, and I'm going to buy some teleport cards just so that I have some emergency teleports on the account. Alright guys, now that I have some starting GP, I went ahead and bought a house, so that'll unlock construction for us. I was hoping to get some regular planks from Tempoross. We only got oak planks, but that's okay because we're going to be doing a lot more Tempoross, so we'll get plenty of planks to train it in the future. While I'm in Varrock, I'm also going to grab a Staff of Air and a Staff of Fire, just so when I'm ready to train magic I can. I went ahead and bought a Steel Scimitar and a Mithril Scimitar because we were about to go and train some Strength. I'm going to go ahead and train Strength here in Lumbridge on the men and women. I'll be picking up all of their bones, and hopefully I get some herbs from this. We started at 12:30, so we'll see how long we go. About 18 minutes in, and we are up to level 20 Strength. From the 30 minutes of training Strength on men, we went from 17 to 21 Strength, and we also got a bunch of herbs. And we got 2 easy clue scrolls and a beginner clue scroll, so that's going to be something we'll do in the next episode or two. Now I'm going to go ahead and cook some of the raw fish that we got from Tempoross. There's level 40 cooking. After cooking for 30 minutes, we got to level 47 cooking, and that brings our total cooking time for the episode up to 1 hour. Alright guys, I'm here at the Alcrid agility course. I'm at level 23 agility right now. I'll probably train for about 30 minutes, so let's see where that gets us. 7 minutes in, and we got to level 25 agility. So after training agility for 30 minutes, we got up to level 28 agility, and that's going to do it for all the in-game stuff for this episode. So let's go over what we have to do in real life for this episode. We need to complete 2 clue scrolls, train fishing for 90 minutes, train strength for 30 minutes, train farming for 9 minutes, train agility for 30 minutes, and finally, we need to train cooking for 60 minutes. Alright, I'm here at a park because I did a clue scroll in this episode, which means I have to find a geocache, and there's a geocache in this park. Once I find it, that'll be my real-life clue scroll. Alright, looks like this one's a lot bigger than the one I found when I was doing X marks the spot. So, let's see what's in it. Alright, go ahead and put my name in the logbook, and that's the clue scroll completed. Hey guys, I'm here at a trailhead to a trail that leads to a lake that I fished at in a few episodes now. We can knock out a few requirements by doing this. For one, there's the fishing, obviously. We have an hour and a half of fishing to do. We'll probably fish for longer than that today. But we also have a geocache to do because we did a clue scroll in this episode. We did 2. We already found 1 geocache. We have another geocache to find, which there's a bunch on this trailhead. So, and lastly, we have agility training. So this lake is about 2 miles around. I'm gonna hike around the entire lake, and I'll have to stop the timer every time I stop to fish, but that should more than be the 20 minutes that I have to train agility for. So see you when I find the first geocache. Alright guys, so the hint for this one was hemlock tree, which that's what this is, and there's the geocache. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take this out, write my name in it, and get back to hiking and fishing. That's the clue scroll completed. Alright, here's the first fish of the trip. A really tiny guy. Hopefully they get bigger from here. There's fish number 2. Another largemouth bass. Small one again. Most of them in this lake are pretty small, but there is some big ones. So hopefully I get one of those. This one's a little bigger. Still not huge, but definitely improvement over the first 2. So there's fish number 3. In the same spot, just got number 4, another okay sized one. Alright, there's fish number 5, which is actually going to be the last one of the trip. I'll see you guys back at the trailhead. Alright guys, we're almost back to the car. I have this timer here. That was our fishing time for the trip. Every time I started walking, I paused this timer. So it was just over an hour and 30 minutes, so that's the fishing complete. And I'll put on the screen the total hiking time, which was just about 44 minutes, and we went 2.22 miles, so that's the agility completed. Alright guys, so for the farming requirement, I'm just here in the garden watering everything. I also will be picking some tomatoes. We actually have a problem where we have a chipmunk that keeps coming in here and eating the red tomatoes, so we actually have to start picking them when they're orange, which is okay because they can ripen off the vine. So I'll go ahead and pick some of these, and I'll be back when I have a little basket full. Alright, I got my little basket full of orange tomatoes, and that took me about 10 minutes between watering everything and picking the tomatoes. So that's our farming completed. One last thing, I do have some marigolds planted, so those are protecting my tomato plants just like they would in RuneScape.
So for the strength training in this episode, I way overshot my goal of 30 minutes. I probably did about 10 hours in the past week, but I'll show my two favorite sets. For one, I got 345 pounds on bench press for 3 reps, and then on deadlift, I got 3 reps of 545 pounds. So that's the 30 minutes of strength training completed for the episode. So for the cooking in this episode, I'm not going to show you every meal that I made, but I'll highlight 2 meals. One was a pork loin that I made, which took about 47 minutes. And then the other meal that I made was the same omelet and rice dish that I made in the last episode, and this one took about 18 minutes to make. So that's our 1 hour of cooking completed. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this episode. If you have any ideas for different boss unlocks or what you want me to do for different skills, go ahead and leave that in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.